Hey everyone out there who's watching, thank you for joining. I'm calling or titling this video, The Importance of Goals When Raising a Special Needs Child. But goals, self-goals, goals for your child, of course, are important whether or not you have a special needs child or if you have a fully able-minded and able-bodied child. But this video is, for any parents watching, but definitely in a more relatable sense for me. I would like to share some of this information with other parents out there who are raising a special needs child. So just so you guys know a little bit about me. So I'm a full-time dad. I also work full-time. Luckily, I have built my way up in a company doing in-home care to be able to work nights. I get to sleep a little bit at work. I work 3 or 4 hours in the morning, work some at night, and then I work some day shifts. But it's left me a lot of time to pursue goals, be a great father, etc. Now, one of my goals I wanted to pursue was being a videographer. Now, as you guys can see on my page, I've posted a lot of videos, something like 50 videos or more. I have a lot of unreleased videos, and I've finally reached the point. It's not anything crazy. It's not a giant achievement by any means, but I am very proud and very happy to say that I can actually say I'm a full-time videographer now. Every week of every month, I have backed up work to the point where I almost can't catch up, and I'm so thankful for this. And the only reason that I was able to reach that point is because I worked very hard. I worked very hard to get there. 7 days a week, putting myself out there and making sure that I put in the hours and doing free work when I had to. And now I've reached the point where I can say I'm a full-time videographer. Now that's not anything crazy or unachievable by any means, but I know that it's something. I know that if I just settled for working and making money, that I wouldn't be as happy. I wouldn't have reached this point. If I didn't do 7 days a week, if I didn't work 7 days a week, to get here, I wouldn't have gotten here. And that's hard, and not a lot of people want to do that. And I am nowhere near where I want to be. I'm not even close. But I'm still, as I said, very thankful for where I've come. And I was able to reach this point in my career, in my videography career, for a few reasons. And now, like I said, I've invested around $30,000 into my business. I've made it official just last year, which means getting all my permits, all my licenses, and then reinvesting another $3,000 into, hiring a tax professional, getting all my permits and licenses. And now I can actually say that I am a small business owner and I am a full-time videographer, which is a great feeling. So there's a little bit of my background for you guys. Now, I haven't by any means tried to be a successful YouTuber yet. My main focus for the past 2 years or so has been to build enough content to just have a solid foundation on my YouTube. So if you look at my page and see, oh, he's only got 50 followers or 30 or whatever small number it is, just keep that in mind. My focus has been building my business, not building a YouTube. So now I'm changing strategies to actually have a successful YouTube. And my goal for the past several weeks has been to build enough content and to put together or compile enough content to be able to drop weekly videos consistently. So that's what you guys can expect from this channel. Consistent videos dropped weekly. That's my goal. I've already got several months backed up and I've been busting my ass trying to compile enough footage, enough videos, weddings, vlogs, etc. to be able to actually bring consistent content to my page. So I've been doing that, and I also have a music page, which my strategy is to do the same thing. Build up enough content to be able to drop consistently. So I'm putting these things out there just so you guys feel comfortable talking to me. I hope that kind of helps so you can get a little bit of my background and what I do. Now, another thing I want to touch on that's very difficult, and it's also probably very difficult for a lot of you parents out there of a special needs child, thinking of maybe being a creator or a YouTuber, or maybe if you do music. Like I said, I'm a musician, so I produce music, I do music videos, I've created several albums. So over the course of a lot of my albums, I speak about my situation with me being a father and my son and the difficulties of it. I plan like I'm doing now about doing vlogs for it because I do want to help and I want to do something that's personal and close to the heart. And actually, before I go there, the reason why I talked about what I've done on my YouTube page, like I said, is I've built up content. That's kind of something I think you need to do when you first start a page. At least that was my strategy. And I've got videos that, in my opinion, are just unmeaningful to me. Some how-to videos, tutorial videos, things like that. And the thing is, with tutorial videos and how-to videos and the other things that I've done behind the scenes, that's great. That's all good for content and for those who want to see it. But there's so many creators out there that are doing the same thing. And a lot of the stuff that I'm thinking of making, it's like, well, someone's already done that before. So what's the point in me doing it? How does that help? And how does that help me? And what is unique to me that I can do, that I can bring to my channel and what I do? Most of what I do, I would like to say that there's a lot of meaning behind it. And I want my page to have meaning. I don't just want to create half-ass fitness videos or half-ass vlogs or things that don't have meaning. I want to actually bring something to the table that is unique to me and my experience, and I would definitely like to help people through my page. So one of the things that is unique to me that I don't think a lot of people talk about is being a parent of a special needs child. So that's where this video comes in, and that's where we'll start. So, being in my situation, I know a lot of parents of special needs children that suffer from anxiety and depression. I'm sure more so than just parents of able-bodied and able-minded children. Almost every single parent that I know of a special needs child suffers from some sort of anxiety or depression, and it seems like it's super prevalent. You know, me, myself included, I've struggled from anxiety for a long time and depression, but to put things into perspective, I've suffered from those things for a long time, and they used to be so much worse, especially when my son was younger and things were very difficult. I struggled with anxiety terribly and depression, and I drank a lot. And since I have turned my life around pretty much from about around the time I had my son to about a year after I had my son, turned things around, and now my anxiety is so much more under control to the point that it's almost an afterthought. My depression is super under control. I know my music's a little on the dark side and I talk about things that bother me, but that's where I draw my passion for music is through struggle and through what I've been through, things that I'm passionate about. That's kind of what drives my artistic creation a lot of the time with what I do. So there's that, but overall my anxiety has gotten so much better. My depression is so under control, and I just look at things in a positive light, and that's very hard to do for parents in general, and especially for parents of special needs children who don't get to experience the same situations, who don't get to quite experience the same moments as other parents, as other people in different situations. It can be difficult sometimes. I'm sure anyone who's watching the video knows that. Now, I love my son to death for life, but yeah, you know, things are a little bit difficult. One of my fears as a creator, before putting out a song, before putting out a video like this is, well, you know, right now my son is 6 and he can't really comprehend what I'm saying. He is quite delayed. So my fear, my big fear is, well, what happens when or if he reaches the point where he can comprehend the things I'm saying and he sees these videos or he hears my songs? And it kills me to think about. And it's like, well, what do? Do I keep them to myself? Do I explain it to people to try to help them? And my music is my biggest outlet. My biggest outlet for my stressors and what I'm going through. There's no better outlet for me than my music. And I'm hoping that these vlogs can be a similar outlet, because I think I can help people kind of directly by making these videos. But yeah, so the fear remains, you know, what happens? And it's a very conflicting thing. I don't know if I should make these or not. It's very conflicting. And the last thing I want to do is hurt my son by him seeing these videos and knowing that they're about him once he can actually comprehend what I'm talking about. It's something I've thought on a lot, and I've decided to do the videos. And you know, maybe once he reaches the age where he can comprehend the things that I'm saying, maybe I'll delete the videos. I don't know. But for now, hopefully I can help those out there who are interested and who feel like they need someone to talk to and someone to relate to, because that's the main point while I'm here. So I'm hoping that this helps you guys. Okay, so if you guys are watching and you don't know my past, my history, or what I do, you're probably wondering, well, why do I listen to him? And I can't really give you guys much of a reason other than just to give you my word that I am so much happier than what I used to be. I am so much more successful than I used to be. I'm so thankful for my situation now and where I've come. And that's due to a few factors. So the things that have helped me with my positivity and my anxiety are, you know, there's a few factors. So one is having goals. So like the title of the video says, goals. Having goals has helped me through so much. So if you don't have any goals when you're not with your child, or when you are with your child, if you don't have any goals, it's hard to have direction. I am so thankful for my outlets and my goals, because they have given me a distraction. They've given me something to focus on where I'm not always focusing on the negative. And at the end of the day, if you have goals, whether it be fitness, work related, anything related, if you have goals, it gives you something to strive for, to focus on, to take your mind away from the negativity. What I've noticed being so goal oriented and having so many outlets, whether it be music, video creation, my work. So let me start here. If you have anxiety and you're not doing anything fitness related, physical related, you know, you're messing up. For one, it's good for your health. For two, though, if you're trying to relieve your anxiety, I don't think pills are the way to go if you can avoid it. I've always done my best to avoid those. What I have done and what I've thrown myself into that has helped a great deal has been fitness. I train every day, I work out and exercise every day. It's the one thing that for sure, if I have anxiety, it helps me right off the bat. As soon as my breathing starts going, I'm active, I'm lifting some weights, I'm running, my mind is instantly taken off of my anxiety, and it tends to get better right away. You can get a lot of that built up energy out. It's good for you, it's healthy, and it'll take your mind off all the things that you're going through. And at the end of the day, you know, especially if you're a full-time parent and a big portion of your day is either spent on work or taking care of your kid, at least you can say, even if you spent 30 minutes a day working on your goal, like, hey, you achieved something. if you went out, or if you're even at home and you have some weights. Now I love going to the gym, but a lot of the time, because I'm a full-time dad, I need to be at home. So I'll work out at home. My son will sit on my back. I'll do some push-ups. We get to spend some time together. But at the end of the day, if nothing else goes right, at least with fitness, which I think is one of the easiest goals to follow, at least with that, you have a small thing that you achieved that day, that you did for you, that made yourself better, that got your mind off things as well, and it decreased your anxiety. And at the end of the day, if everything went wrong, something went right. Something got a little bit better. You got a little bit better because you worked on yourself that day. Nobody can take that away from you. The day goes bad, but hey, guess what? You got a little bit closer to your goals. That's very important. That's why having goals is so important. Another thing I've noticed is that because of these goals, because of having these outlets and these distractions, especially as far as fitness is concerned, if I can work on these goals just a little bit, if I work out a little bit before I get to my son and I get things done while he's at school, because luckily now my son is in school, he's 6 years old, but if I can accomplish some things while he's in school, by the time he gets out, I'm so much better of a dad, especially if I'm able to work out, because I did something for myself. And you have to do something for yourself. You have to worry about your self-health. You have to worry about your mental health and your physical health. Do something for yourself. If your kids are in school, don't just sit around and watch TV. Get up, do something active, work on your goals. It's gonna make you feel better. And like I said, for me, if I can, by the time my son gets out of school, I'm so much better of a father because I actually did get to work on me. I did something productive. I created something. I did something meaningful. And I've noticed, without a doubt, when my son gets out of school, when I get him back, I'm so much happier to see him. I'm so much more relieved, and I'm just able to focus on him and not whatever other things are going around in my head. A lot of mornings I have to wake up and work out from home before I get him off to school. I'll wake up at 5 or 6 in the morning, do about 45 minutes, and then I'm happy. I'm happy when I'm giving him his breakfast, when I'm putting him on the bus, when I'm picking him up from school. I'm just so much happier. So please, if you guys have any goals, small, medium, big, long-term, anything, but I think just to start, set a small goal for yourself and work on it every day or whenever you can. And just work on that goal, and it's gonna make you a better parent. It's gonna make things easier. It's gonna drop your stress levels. It's gonna make you feel better. I think that's what's most important. So please start from there. Set goals, set some fitness goals. Everyone wants to be in better shape. Everyone wants to look better. Everyone wants to progress. So please start there, do that. It'll make you a better parent. Let's go from there. So for those who don't know as well, exercise, it's a proven anxiety and stress reliever. When you work out, it releases chemicals in the body that actually make you feel better, that make you happier, which is what a lot of these pills, depression, anxiety pills are designed to do, is to release these hormones in your body that actually make you feel better. If you do physical activities and exercise, your body will naturally release some of those same chemicals that actually make you happier and make you feel better. So keep that in mind before you decide to get on a bunch of pills that you think are gonna make you happier. Try to work on yourself first. That's what's worked for me, and I know it's worked for a lot of other people, and it's definitely usually the healthier route. I'm not a doctor, but it's usually the healthier route, and it helped me so much to not become dependent on certain medications. So I hope that helps you guys. So like I said, I've been releasing a lot of content that wasn't very personal to me, that in my opinion didn't have very much meaning. I love what I do. I love doing wedding videos, music videos. I love creating things that make people happier, especially for weddings. And I love being able to create that moment for a couple that they can come back to, and just knowing that it touched them in some way. That's amazing. But as far as vlogs go and personal content goes, I want to create something that's going to help other people in my situation and other people out there struggling from being a parent and the difficulties that come from raising a kid with special needs. So yeah, I've created a lot of content on my page. There is a lot more to come. My strategy has been to stack up content and release consistently, which pretty soon I'm going to do. I have months of videos backed up, but like I said, a lot of them weren't very meaningful to me, so that changes. I want to consistently drop meaningful content that's going to help other people in my situation. So if anyone sees this video and they want any advice, anyone to talk to, I'm a very busy person, but I would love to make time to help you with goals, or just having someone to talk to if you are in a similar situation. Now, I don't want it to be confused. I know that things could be so much worse than what they are in my situation. I've taken care of disabled and special needs individuals for around 9 years. So I know the extent of how difficult some of these things can be, of course, as an individual, but also as a parent. And not a lot of people talk about that, I don't think. So to you parents out there doing your thing, thank you. I wanted to wholeheartedly say that you're not alone and that you are incredibly strong for what you do. So like I said, I've been taking care of mentally and physically disabled individuals for about 9 years. I know the extent of how difficult things can be, how much disabilities can range from severely difficult to just moderate. The spectrum of autism can range so much. I'm incredibly thankful that my son is able to do the things that he is, and that things aren't worse, and that he doesn't have certain physical limitations like a lot of the people that I've taken care of. Now, for those of you watching, maybe your situation is a lot more difficult and trying than mine. mind. And I wanted to say wholeheartedly that you're not alone, that what you do is amazing, that you're very strong for what you go through. You're incredibly strong if you're able to still keep it together and be a parent and keep a positive mindset given the circumstances. It's so hard to watch your children struggle and knowing that you're doing everything you can, but that you just can't do enough. And you can't do enough to help them. It's hard. It's fucking hard. I think, and no offense, but I think even more so for parents who are very family oriented or who are goal oriented, in the sense of that when they picture being a parent, like myself, when I picture being a parent, I picture teaching my son all of these things, not just sending him off to school, but making him successful, teaching him all the things that I've learned in my life, doing things with me, teaching him all how I work and teaching him how to do music and fitness and keeping him healthy. There's so many things that I want to do with my son, but he can't quite comprehend all these things, and I'm not able to share certain moments with them. So like I said, again, those out there watching, you're incredibly strong for what you do. Please try to keep a positive mindset. Doing the things that I spoke about will definitely help keep you in a positive mindset. I know that things can be very difficult at times. It's the worst when you're watching your children struggle and you want the best for them and there's only so much you can do. It's hard. So because I've mentioned these things, I think it's very important to say, and I don't want to bash any other parents or anything like that, but this is what parenting is for a lot of people. A lot of people don't really plan on having children. They have them, and some people plan on having them and do the same thing. But parenting to a lot of people, unfortunately, is having a kid, getting them off to school, expecting the school system to teach them and raise them, and then when they get home, it's a lot of TV. You know, that I don't think that's the best way to go about things. Not to be judgmental. I'm very involved in my son's life with everything he does, and my dream, my vision when having a son, having not had a father myself, my dream and my vision when having a son was just this beautiful thing, and me being able to share all of my passions with him and teach him all of the things that I know so that he can take the tools from what I've learned and become a better person and a successful person, hopefully at a young age. And I think most importantly, to follow his dreams and to pursue a passion that he is happy with and that he's passionate about. A lot of people, I don't think, teach their children that. They send them off to school and they think, well, that's the only way, and they let the school system teach them, and then they don't teach them that much after that. I feel like I have learned so much in doing what I do and being able to have something of my own, which took a lot of work. Even though, like I said, it's nothing crazy special, but it did take a lot of work and years of sacrifice to get to this point. And I know that if you dedicate that much time and energy into your passion, that you can achieve almost anything. If there is something that you want to do in your life now, especially more so than ever, the availability, the opportunities are out there for you to do whatever you want to do. And school isn't necessarily always the answer. There's so much you can do without actually having to go to school. You know, of course you need to go to school for, you know, to be a doctor and do all these other great things, but there's also so many great things that you can do without going to school. And that's one of the biggest things I wanted to teach my son. So I create, I do music, I do video, I train, I know a lot about fitness, about health, I train jiu-jitsu. There's so many things that I want to keep my son involved in, and I try, but there's just only so much he can comprehend, and it hurts. It's one of the hardest things, especially looking around and seeing parents not be that involved and not have these goals set for their kids and not want to teach them these things. I want to teach my son everything I know. I want to be a huge part of his life, and I am, but there's just certain things I can't share with him. I wanted to share a moment with those watching, because it's something that touched me, and it happened a few years back. So like I said, I'm very involved in my son's life. I take him to jiu-jitsu and training with me, and you know, if I could, I would already be teaching him how to produce music and, you know, how to do this and do video, so he could choose from all these things and be able to just decide, hey, what do I want to do? But he can't comprehend that yet. So, like I said, I'm very involved. I have so many things I want to teach him in every aspect that would just be fun for me, just to give him all the tools that he needs to be successful. Now, like I said, I can't do all those things because he can't comprehend it just yet, but I try. But the moment that I wanted to share with you all, it happened a few years back when I went to the gym, as I do most mornings pretty early. I come in and I see this father of maybe around 40 years old, and he's with his son of maybe about 10 years old, maybe about 12 oldest, maybe about 10. But they were in the gym, and I come in, I'm doing my sets, and I hear this father talking to his son. So I turn around and I see them doing the pull downs, I believe it was, and he's teaching his son just proper form and positioning, and he's watching them and spotting them, and they continue their workout throughout the rest of the session. And just seeing them together and doing that, it honestly almost made me start crying. Like it touched me, because I knew that if the situation was different, that would be me and my son, that we would be in the gym in the morning, that I would be teaching him how to do certain things and teaching him how to eat healthy, so that he doesn't have to struggle through all the shit that I struggled with when I was younger, like being overweight, like having gynecomastia at 10 years old because I was on a terrible diet as a kid. That's one of the reasons I'm sure I struggled with depression is because I was super overweight by the time I was only 10 years old. I take responsibility for all that, but I know that there's also more that could have been done parenting wise for myself to not put me in a situation of disadvantage. Like I said, I take responsibility for everything, but I could have had a little bit more help in that department. And that's why I'm so proactive about being involved in my son's diet and everything he eats to try to keep him as healthy as I can. So like I said, when I saw the situation in the gym, it touched me, and I remember just thinking about that for the rest of the workout. Like, man, you know, wouldn't that be so great if that was me, if my son was able to share these moments with me, because it would just be the best in the world. In my situation, I can't really have full conversations with my son. He can't really comprehend a lot of the things that I'm saying. He can't really speak full sentences. Like I said, he's actually about to be 7 years old, so it's not the norm by any means. But a lot of parents don't understand a situation like that. A lot of parents wouldn't even think of taking their kid to the gym with them and sharing those experiences with them, especially at such a young age. They just wouldn't think to do it. But me, that's always been my vision as a parent, was to do things like that. So if you guys out there can keep your children involved in situations like that, you know, definitely do. It's a great thing being able to do that. The bond that you can build with them is amazing, and I try to whenever I can. So for those of you parents watching who know that situation and what it feels like, I hope that this video was able to help in some sort of way, even just to be able to relate to and to maybe share and to talk about. And if you do want to talk about it or leave a comment or contact me, please do. And I hope that we can help each other through this somehow. I just want to tell you all to keep your heads up, stay focused, and stay positive and stay productive, because that is going to help you stay positive and motivated and get through this whole thing with the best mindset that you can. Focus on what you can control, and, you know, try to ignore what you can't, because things are going to be okay. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, you know what to do. I hope it helps someone, and I will talk to you guys soon. Like I said before, I plan on making a lot more videos about this, on my experiences with being a father of a special needs child. This is just a Kickstarter video, kind of to get me going in the right direction. And then after this, I'm going to make much more polished videos, bullet points, and touch on things that I think are very important that will help anyone in a similar situation, because I know that these things have helped me, and I do feel like I can help some of you guys out there. So thank you for watching. I hope that you guys stay tuned for the next video, and I'll catch y'all soon, and y'all have a good one, all right?